Hello, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Talks podcast. This is season 4. Thank you for being with us through all the previous seasons, and we're going to have more fun and inspirational stories for you to hear on season 4. My name is Yola Bastos. I'm one of the co-founders of WomenFlix Network community. We are focused on empowering and motivating women around the world to achieve their dreams. We mainly support them through coaching, business strategies, and workshops. Our aim is to build connections that will increase the power of women in collaboration and be able to create space for growth and expand our knowledge. Find more about WomenFlix through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You can find us always by WomenFlix. I also want to say welcome to my guests on this new season. And I hope for my listeners to enjoy every episode and get in touch with each of my guests through the information that will be available on each podcast episode description. My guest for today's podcast is Melanie McSally. She is a profit optimization and technology expert. Teach you how to automate your entire customer engagement workflow, starting with attracting your perfect lead all the way through never-ending follow-up. Let's welcome Melanie McSally and hear her instructions to be successful with your business online. Hello, Melanie. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so excited to have you here with me today.
Thank you, Yola. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Fantastic. Tell me, Melanie, where are you talking from?
I am currently in the U.S. I'm in the sunny state of Florida, so it's about 105 degrees Fahrenheit here.
Oh, wow. I don't know about this 105 is Celsius, right?
No, that's Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is.
But sounds like it's hot, right?
Yeah, it's very hot.
Oh, fantastic. I do have a friend in Florida. I don't know whereabouts, but I know she lives there. But,
Google tells me it's 41 degrees Celsius.
41?
Yep.
Wow. That never happens in London, so. That's like Brazil weather. Wow.
Yeah. Very hot.
You got seaside as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you always can jump into the water if it's too hot.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for letting me know the weather. I wish I can be there as well. I love
I'll send you some sun.
Please do, please. But here I can't complain. It's been good days, but not 41, never. That's not possible, I think. I don't know. I can't remember if it happens like that. But there we go. This is life, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, Melanie, let's go back to you and leave the weather away. So, what is the biggest, I'm going to just start straight to the questions that I've got for you. I'm so excited. So tell me, what is the biggest challenge you see facing businesses today?
Well, I'm in technology. I have an engineering background. So most of the people that I see are facing the challenge of not having all of the systems and processes in place to help them automate. So they have these long to-do lists, and they got into being an entrepreneur because they wanted to live this life of freedom, but now they're in a job, right? It might be their own company, but they're still working a job, and they're, a puppet master to their own business. So that's the biggest challenge I see.
Yeah, but that's totally right. It's so true, because we end up creating our business and working in our business, and take some time to be able to give to someone else to work, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the three main reasons why I find that people don't put systems and processes in place is time, money, and knowledge. So, a lot of times when you're starting a new business, you don't know what you don't know. So you ask your friends or your mentors, what system should I use, Yeah. And then you might not put the right things in place for your business, or you might waste money or not be able to do it because you can't afford it because you're new, right? So you don't have the capital yet. So those are the three main reasons why I see people not putting them in place right from the start.
So as a tech expert, you might run your own business, or someone else, or you got a team, but you know exactly which systems you should use, right? But how did you discover this?
Well, years and years of schooling. No. So I have an engineering background, so I went to school for software engineering, and I've been in business for a few decades now. Okay. So people seem to think I started when I was 10 because my mom blessed me with some young genes. But really it comes down to doing an evaluation of your variables. So where are you in business, and what are your goals, short-term and long-term? And then your constraints, and this is what I mean by all the variables. So what's your budget? What's your expertise for technology? And when you're looking at that, you're really asking yourself, do I want to pay somebody to set this up for me and I'm going to maintain it long term? Do I want to hire somebody to set it up and maintain it? Or do I want to do it myself? And then where you are in business and what you're trying to achieve. So, there's lots of systems out there, and what systems exist and which ones are best in class change really on the daily, because technology moves at such a rapid rate these days.
Right, correct. Yeah.
And what systems or package of systems that's perfect for one business owner might actually be detrimental to another business owner. So it's really taking all of your variables and looking at them as an ecosystem and making the right choice for you.
Okay. So Melanie, when you mention system, it's like a platform. What is the system were you talking about?
Well, yeah. So everybody has a to-do list, right? Like even if you're not an entrepreneur or a small business owner, everybody has a to-do list. And wouldn't it be nice if you could have a robot do your to-do list for you? Right? If you could go sit on the beach in Tahiti or Brazil, as you mentioned earlier, and still be making money because you have this system or this robot that's doing your job for you. And that's what we mean by system. So it could be anything from computerized equipment to handling things for you, to just taking your knowledge of how something should work and putting it into a computer so that way somebody else has access to it. So delegation is also a system. Having your software products, your things that are doing business for you, like your website and your e-commerce platform, or how you make money, what sells your products and services. your podcast, your blog, all this stuff. If you have these things talking to each other, that's also a system. So really, a system is something that works for you.
Like it's like the group of things that is working for my business, right? For me, like let's say automation, a place where I do automation. The other one, the post, like for the social media. I'm just trying here to understand more about it because you are the expert, so I'm just learning. I'm getting to know these things now, because all these things together I can call a system that I use. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Oh, see, I'm a good student, right?
You're fast learner.
Fantastic. And related with small businesses, what's some like the ways the small business can better leverage technology to attract clients?
Well, so it's interesting because almost everything on the planet is technology, right? So if you're on a podcast, you're using technology to get your word out there. If you're speaking on a stage, you're using technology to be heard and to be seen. If you're on social media, you're using technology to get in front of your perfect audience, no matter where they are in the world. If you're on Zoom, you're using technology to connect with people. So everything is technology. It's just a matter of what's the best technology for the goal that you're trying to achieve and your ability to use that technology to consume it. So, Zoom is a very easy to use tool, but setting up Facebook advertising to spend as little money as possible to achieve your goal is not as easy. So, just knowing exactly how to leverage the technology to achieve the specific goal that you're trying to achieve.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for this explanation. I know it sounds when you're talking, sounds very easy for you, but for me, so how I say this, so much information, so many things, but like I'm get like, oh my God, yes, okay, this sounds really good. But do you provide training through your company if someone wants to use this system, or do you work for the company or for the small business or for the, I don't know which companies is like?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So when I first created my business, my mission, and it still is today, is to make technology accessible to the masses, to really make it affordable, approachable, so on and so forth. And so I started with education, providing courses, digital courses, doing live speaking, training events, so on and so forth. And what I found was nobody wanted that.
Yes, I know what you mean.
If you're a hobbyist, you can find trainings on YouTube. But if you're in small business and you have a genius that you want to share with the world, then I've found that most people don't want to be bothered with watching YouTube videos to learn how to do technology, because that's not where their genius is, and that's not a hobby of theirs. So I migrated into done with you and done for you. So I do these online, what I call hacka-summits, where I bring people together in group and we tackle a technology challenge. So you're actually physically doing it, but you're doing it in an environment where my team is walking you step by step through how to do it in the moment. So you can say, well, where is that button again? Or how do I do this? So we do those. And that's a little, low barrier to entry. And then I also do done for you. And this is both from the consulting. So if you have a tech team, or if you have a team of virtual assistants that will do the work, but you just need an expert to provide you the strategy and the how-to, then we do consulting. or we do complete done for you and we just build it all for you.
Wow. Wow, wow. That's interesting. So, and for someone to join this platform, this course or training that you mentioned online, you need to, what type of clients do you work with? Is like small businesses, just women, or is mixed?
Yeah, so when I look at my client base, so really I don't target any one specific.
Okay.
This is a question that I actually help people with when I'm onboarding them as clients, is who's your target audience? Because when you're advertising and when you're trying to connect with them, if you don't know who your target audience is, then you're really throwing a dart just in the air, not at a dartboard, not at the bullseye. For me, and so I'm going to relate to most people. For me, I don't target anybody, but who I actually serve is generally women between the ages of 40 and 65 who are new to starting their business. So this might be that they were stay-at-home moms for a while, and now they're getting into business. They're leveraging that expertise that they acquired as being a mom and starting and running the household. This could be people coming out of a relationship, so maybe they've had somebody else doing for them, and now they want to do for themselves. Or it could just be somebody who's been in corporate for a while and now they want to be respected for their own genius, right? So that's generally who I serve, but I do have clients that fall out of that bucket.
From everywhere, right? Because your work as well, again, is based online mostly, right?
Yeah. So
you work a lot.
Before the pandemic,
I
was really. I'm sorry.
No. So sorry. No. Carry on, Melanie. Sorry.
So before the pandemic, I was really serving U.S. and Canada, just because that's who I was in front of, and that's who was seeing me, and therefore you serve who you're in front of, right? That's why you want to know who your ideal client is. But with the pandemic, now there's so many businesses in the world that needed to pivot because they couldn't continue in this new world how they were operating in the past. And so now I have clients all over the world, and we're learning as fast as our clients are learning, because I haven't been in all these markets, and not just from a global perspective, but also from a digital perspective. Like a lot of people are moving into TV now and doing things that weren't so mainstream before.
That's so amazing, right? And we can reach so many people now, and even with different time zones, and before COVID we could do as well, but now it's more intense. And it's like when we look back, when I look back, I think, wow, I never thought I'm gonna be on this so far away, sometimes in Texas, sometimes in New York, sometimes in I've been on Australia just online. I've been in so many countries just online, having like example podcasting. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, this opportunity that we're having. And
what you're doing is super cool. And I was actually looking through your previous episodes, and I saw that you had a woman on named Raylene, which is my mom's name, and I've never met another Raylene before. So it was just really cool to see not just all the countries, but like the variety in cultures and names. And
yes, I remember Raylene. Yes. I think is the TED she's a comedy, stand-up comedy, something. I can't remember her other name, but Raylene, yes, sex comedy, stand-up, something like that. Very interesting podcast. It was really, really good. Oh, that's amazing. And so, wow. And tell me more. So, if I want to send, like, for my listeners right now, or anyone that wants to know more about your work, Melanie, tell me, how can people connect with you and find more about your work?
Sure. So one of the things that that technology is really fantastic at is making it accessible for others to reach you. And one of my key phrases that I like to say is make sure that you're set up to accept success when it knocks on your door. Because so many times, we get exposure that we weren't expecting, and people are trying to connect with us and they can't because we haven't opened the door that they're trying to walk through. And a good example of this is, when this pandemic started, everybody flocked to Zoom, and Zoom was already really successful. So they weren't prepared to become tenfold successful overnight. And so they had to turn people away and not accept that success. And now they're sort of on their heels trying to catch up when other companies are actually pulling ahead and being able to take advantage of their sitting on their heels. So you don't ever want to do that. In the US, we have people opt into a text opt-in because it's super easy, but that's not accessible outside of the US. So if you go to my website, wyzetribe.com, that's Wise Tribe, spelt like WYZE, spelt like Lyft and Waze. I don't know if you know these companies. They're big in the US. They had a child and they created Wise Tribe.
So beautiful way of putting your your website name. Okay.
Yeah, so if you go there, you'll get a bundle of gifts worth over $500 US dollars. And this is how we're making technology accessible to the masses, is that we give away the first 3 steps of working with us. We give that away for free. So that way you can learn about us, you can learn about what we do, you can learn about yourself, and learn about what technology would be best for you, all completely free.
Wow, I'm gonna do it. I'm really excited. Done it. Because this is what I love from the podcast. It's just amazing. A lot of freebies for me and for my listeners. But you also are on Instagram and Facebook, correct?
Yeah, so my Instagram feed is daily inspiration. So we post photos and just inspirational messages for your business, for your technology, all sorts of stuff. I have an amazing Instagram team. And then I'm on Facebook, but more so you should go to YouTube. You can just search for me. My name is Melanie McSally. It's spelled MELANIE. MCSALLY. You can just search for me, and I'm sure Yola will give you the links as well. Yes. But I have lots and lots of free content on there. We add more every week. We do this thing called Free Gift Friday. So every Friday we go on Facebook and post something that's for free, whether it be a strategy, an actual software tool that you can use for free, or we give you a network connection that you can have a consultation with for free.
Oh, wow. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Very lovely. A lot of freebies. But I just want to make sure, like, my listeners right now, they can listen what I'm going to say. All this information about the podcast, the description, about the links where you can find Melanie and her work, her company website will be on the description of the podcast when it comes live. So don't be afraid, just click and get at least the 3 freebies that she's giving straight away, and then keep in touch with her. And you mentioned the Fridays freebies, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Free Gift Friday. It's on.
I just made it the phrase in the other way around. Oh my God. But yes, so find more about Melanie and her business on the links that I will provide to you and get connected with her. So, Melanie, thank you so much for all this information, and I'm so excited, and I'm sure we're going to keep in touch. But I'm going, yes, because I just signed up for your freebie, and I'm sure I'm going to receive your emails, and I'm going to start to learn and get to know more and more about the way your company or your how you say, wait, the systems work.
Yep. Yes.
New word, systems, instead of just platform. No, I got a system. So you got a system, and I'm going to learn more. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Yola, thank you so much for having me. I feel so guilty because it's been all about me this whole podcast, but you're amazing. You're doing incredible things for your audience and in business. So thank you so much for having me on your podcast and for all that you do to serve the world.
Oh, thank you so much. But yes, but my podcast is always about my guests. I love to give this opportunity to people to be here for them, to listen, to grow, to empower, and to develop a friendship. We never know. But thank you, and you take care. Bye-bye.
You as well.
Hello. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining us on our podcast episode. We came to the end of this episode, but we will have another episode next week. So don't forget, follow us so you can catch the next one. You take care, and I speak with you next week. Bye.